Good afternoon, homesteaders. Welcome back to Arizona Unplugged channel. Currently not at the homestead, currently in the 1-ton. Ran a bunch of errands today. Got some irrigation pieces for my garden. Been really kicking butt over there. Just a lot of work getting prepped up for gardens for this year. You know, every day that passes, it seems like I'm not going to be planting anything because I'm still building. But, you know, doing my best to get stuff in the ground. After I get the irrigation done, then I got to do fences and gates. That's going to be another couple week project. And then finally we can probably start building some raised beds. So we'll see how late I am to the game this year, but at least, you know, it'll be done. Another project in the finished phase, and we can move on to the next project, which is the gray water treatment room is what we're calling it, I guess. Gray water treatment room / propane storage room. So basically we're going to take all our gray water from our house and clean it, purify it to use it in our gardens, and I'll be doing videos about that when that project starts here, probably I would say in late April, early May, somewhere in there. That's going to be a pretty fun project, I think. So anyways, let's talk about homesteading since I'm not at the homestead. I'll tell you about an experience I had. And so anyways, I went to Flagstaff Home Depot to get these parts that I need, among other stops there in town. And I was talking to a person that I know that works there. She's been helping me with my orders and deliveries and whatnot for my project here at my ranch. And she's very smart. She's a very good worker, and she doesn't screw up my orders. So anyways, I was talking with her, and she said she's actually moving next year to eastern Arizona. She wants to live the off-grid rural lifestyle, and she knows that that's exactly what we're doing, you know, because she helps me purchase and deliver all the stuff I need. So chatting with her, I've known her for quite a few years, and she's done with living in the city. She's done with all the people, and I don't blame her. Now, she is a little apprehensive, a little scared, because, you know, a single woman living out in the middle of nowhere with no support, that's probably pretty scary. But she's going to do it anyway, and I commend her for that. That's a brave thing to do. I know I wouldn't want to live alone way out in the middle of nowhere, even though, well, I take that back. I've never lived alone in the middle of nowhere, so I don't really know. I just so happen to really like spending time with my wife and kids, so I prefer my family being around me out here. Anyways, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if I remember correctly, you know, around 2020-ish, somewhere in there, actually probably a little bit before, probably the late 90s to the early 20s, you know, before you were considered a little strange, kind of an oddball, like a hermit, wanting to live out in the middle of nowhere, without any services, without any stores nearby, without any movie theaters or restaurants or people. People that lived like that were kind of considered kooky, like a hermit, like a weirdo, like an isolationist. They just want to be by themselves. Now, after seeing how this world is like plummeting into destruction, it seems like, it's not so kooky anymore. As a matter of fact, it's become a very popular lifestyle choice. Living off-grid, being more self-sufficient, self-reliant. You know, only you have you to blame if things aren't happening right. You can't pin it on someone else. Everything is because of you, good or bad. And I think that lifestyle is becoming more popular because I believe, and call me weird, I believe it's innate in human beings. It's in our nature to want to take care of ourselves more than being reliant on someone else. Back thousands of years ago, if you didn't get up and take care of your livestock or tend to your gardens or go out foraging or hunt, if you didn't do that stuff, you died. You starved to death. You froze to death. If you didn't go out and cut your own firewood and get ready for that, you froze to death. You had to be self-reliant, and I think that's how human beings are built. Now, there are bonuses, there are positives to being around people, people helping each other. You got clans, you have tribes, you have towns, cities, things like that people are more reliant on each other. And I get that, but I think it's in our nature way back in the, early, like, I don't want to say caveman days, but, way before today. People were more reliant on themselves, on their families. Now, something breaks, you just make a phone call, give the guy your credit card, and you're done. I think because it's innate in us, it's built into us, that people are returning to that. People are returning to a simpler life, more fulfilling life, where you're not going into an office every day, punching a clock, working a job that you despise, and the people around you just want to punch in the face. People want to just be on their own, take care of themselves, and live. What do you do for a living? I live for a living. That's, I think, the ultimate goal, the ultimate freedom. I mean, if you think about it, 9 times out of 10, if you're going to plan a nice vacation, typically, where is it? Well, typically it's in nature. You want to go camping, you want to go to the beach, you want to go to Hawaii or Cancun and enjoy nature. I guess there's some people out there that love to go to cities. Not me. I don't. But again, that's just me. So that's, I guess, all I wanted to say in this video is that, I think this lifestyle is becoming more and more, people want it, they desire it, it's more desirable. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the cost of living in cities is insane. I mean, when we were in San Diego, we were paying upwards of $3,500 a month for rent, and that was years ago. And now it's even more. Can you imagine spending $40,000 or $50,000 a year just to use someone's house for that year? I think people are over it. I think people are tired of the rat race. I think people are tired of being in big cities with the hustle and bustle and noise and pollution and crime and all this stuff. I think people are finally at their breaking point, and I think this whole off-grid homesteading lifestyle is going to become even more popular now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I hope you guys are doing well. I will cut the video here. If you're new here and if you like to talk about off-grid life and all that good stuff, homesteading, solar panels and rainwater collection and all that fun stuff, hit me up. I have had quite a few people ask me questions directly according to their circumstances regarding off-grid life and what to do, what to avoid, things like that. And I just give my email address, and if you guys are interested, it's arizonaunplugged@gmail.com. So if you want to contact me privately, not in the comments box, go ahead and do that. If you're new and you like this content, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And I will see you on the next one. Prep and thrive, guys.